Okay, good evening. Welcome to the weekly market outlook. Unfortunately, I'm not able to sit down tonight. Need to be somewhere. So yeah, let's dive straight into it. Um, I actually went over all the markets earlier on today. So just gonna go over the ones that I think has a potential setup for us today or this week. So jumping straight into it, AUD Swiss franc, extremely bearish market, right? You can see that we retested this previous support, now turned into resistance. And last week's weekly candle did close bullish, but that wick is suggesting to us that there were a lot of sellers in the market, right? Yeah, so you can see this resistance support area over here. So we just need that level to be broken through to confirm the lower low, confirm that the market is bearish, and we can look for potential retest continuation. Right, so that's what we'll be looking for on AUD Swiss franc. Okay, then we have AUD JPY. We've been watching this now for weeks and weeks now. Still not getting a lot of movement in the market. Um, yeah, as you can see, my alert is still here. We just need that break, retest, continuation. Yeah. So when we get that break, my alert will go off, and yeah, then I'll update everyone. Right. But to be honest, you don't need me. It's straightforward. Just set your alerts. Once your alert gets triggered, right, then you set another alert um, at the retest area, and there you go. Then you just monitor, right? Okay, so this is Swiss franc JPY. Okay, let's see what's happening on the weekly time frame. Let me actually just close this. Okay, so to the naked eye, right, you could see that we were in a consolidation over here, and we finally broke above it. So yeah, to be fair, we did actually get a nice retest over there, break, retest, continuation. um but I think there's still another pullback left in it, right? So if we do get a pullback, we'll be looking to enter in the zone, right? But we just need to be patient. um One thing I can say is that this level over here, right, this resistance area is yet to be retested, right? So here we got the breakout. We need that retest. So potentially we could be looking at something like, just adjust it. Yeah, just a deeper pullback right into this area, because to be honest with you, I think it deserves a retest, right? But yeah, we should definitely be looking for buys. If it goes up, it goes up. Is what it is. Okay, so this is Euro NZD, right? For the longest time, we've been waiting for a double bottom over here for that continuation up, or that retest over here for that continuation up. And unfortunately, um, the market had other plans, right? But what we have now is we finally got a breakout out of this resistance over here. So let's just jump down to the 4 hour. Yeah, this is looking, hmm, this is looking good. Yeah, if we can get that retest, do I have alerts left? There we go. Yeah, if we can get that retest, all right, this is looking like a Monday morning special. Hold for the rest of the week. It's looking like something like that. I might be wrong. Um, yeah, and another thing is, I got a feeling that the markets are going to gap a lot um, on Monday, or even a few hours from now. Yeah, I think the market's going to gap a lot because of what's happening with the USA, um, Iran, and Israel. So yeah, we'll see. But the alert is set, so yeah, this is looking promising. Okay, that's Euro NZD. Then we have Pound Canadian Dollar. Okay, this one isn't immediate, alright, but it's just something that I saw. So we had this consolidation over here. We had that resistance area turn to support, run right, nice break and retest, and then we had the continuation up. So only problem with this continuation up is that it did not go and create a higher high, right? But the market is still bullish, so we're just gonna need to, yeah, wait and be patient. So yeah, you can see I got this since, yeah, this is here since May. So we still just need that breakout, right? Then we can look to get in on the retest, either there or whatever new level. But we need that breakout, right? That confirmation that the market is still bullish. But yeah, that's how it's looking. Yeah, yeah. So if we get that breakout, just looking at it now, if we do get that breakout, right, we can either come in here for that continuation up, or that deeper pullback into this area over here. Only if this level was not retested, um, is not retested yet by then, right? So if this didn't happen, then we can look to do that. If not, yeah, if not, then we'll wait for the retest over here, the deeper pullback and continuation. But like I said, yeah, not that's not a immediate setup. Okay, then what do we have here? Let me just remove this quickly. Okay, just jump over to the weekly time frame quick. Yeah, we're gonna need to jump in. Yeah, definitely need to jump in on this. This market is extremely bullish. It's giving a lot of signs that it wants to go up, right? You can just tell by that wicks over there. And yeah, normally if you get wicks like this to the downside, the next thing that happens is it goes up, right? So over here, we got the wicks to the upside. The next thing that happened was it went down, right? Not for long. Um, I'd say it's because the market is overall bullish. So yeah, this actually lines up with the overall direction of the market, right? So let's see how we can jump in over here. Okay, don't really see anything over there. Okay, so you can see that we are at a key resistance area now. And why I say key is because if it's going to push down from here now, it's probably going to go and push all the way down, right? But if we do get that breakout, yet again, break, retest, continuation. Right, just targeting that highs, which will give us about 180 pips. Yeah, and then we have New Zealand dollars was franc. Let's just jump quickly over to the weekly time frame. Yeah, sorry about our sound. My nose is a bit blocked. I'm getting hiccups while I'm speaking here. Yeah. Okay. Overall bearish market. NZDs was franc. Right. We were waiting for that pullback into this area here. Got the pullback. From what I remember, didn't get that nice confirmation on the lower time frames to enter. Yeah, there was no engulfing candles, no long wicks, just went straight down, right? But now, what's happening is just jumping over to the daily time frame again. You can see over here, we were in a bullish channel and now we broke out of the bullish channel, right? So, is the first time and now the second time confirming that we broke below. Okay. Um, I don't really like to look at stuff like that too much. I don't really worry too much with trend lines. But what I do like is that you can just see the support holding over here, right? And now finally we got a weekly candle closing below. If you want to get technical, you can say that this is the support level over there, which is true, right? But what we are seeing is showing the first signs that it wants to continue down, right? And as a trader, we're always looking for that first signs, right? Because we want to take advantage of the whole move, right? We don't just want that 2, 3, 4 pips. No, we're looking for that 20, 30, 40 up, right? So, yeah, just going back to the daily again, I would like to see something like this. Okay, again, this is not a immediate one, right? But if you were looking maybe for a day trade, let's go have a look because we are getting the signs. Just jumping down to the 2 hour time frame. Okay, I can see the support area over here. Okay. Yeah, if it breaks below here, yeah, there's a good chance that it's gonna start dropping. So break retest doesn't matter if you are a breakout trader, just straight on the breakout. There you go. Just make sure you have a nice decent stop loss so that you're taking a safe trade. And yeah, see what happens from there. Right. Yeah, like I said, we are getting the signs that this wants to continue bearish, but still always be on the safe side, right? Um, okay, so going into the week, can look at something like that, right? But long term, when I say long term, I'm speaking maybe a few weeks. Yeah, looking for that setup over there. Okay, okay. So moving on to NZDJPY. Okay, we had a nice double bottom over here. This is the weekly time frame. Yeah, nice double bottom, right? Finding that support and now finally starting to push up, right? But if we look at this, especially if we go down on the time frames, oh, actually, let me stay on the time frame, right? You can see that we're finding a resistance level over here. Okay, so what okay, we need that breakout, the retest, right? And then we need proof that this level is actually holding, right? Before we can jump in for the buys. At the moment on the weekly, we do not have that breakout. Okay, so to be extra safe, right, we're gonna need a weekly candle to close above the zone like that. Right, a nice strong bullish candle. Okay, but let's jump down to the daily. So this is where it gets interesting. Okay, you can see previously the level's been holding. Okay, and now what we're seeing is we're getting the push up. Right, we're breaking out of the zone, showing that there are buyers in the market that actually want to take this up. Right, otherwise it wouldn't have broke out of the resistance. Right, then we're getting another push up. So just check this. That was the peak over there, and now we're getting a new peak, right? And now we're getting a new peak over there. Okay, so the buyers are trying to take this up. It's just there's just not enough buyers at the moment, but they are there, right? And then you can see the signs here that this what's it called now, that the support area is holding, right? But I just don't think it's a smart idea to just jump in now, right? But the signs are there. For all we know, yeah, the market could gap and open up here today, or even up here, right? So definitely something that we need to keep our eye out on. But for now, yeah, nothing for now. And then, yeah, USD, Swiss franc. Okay, this one is pretty simple, right? Consolidation, breakout, retest, continuation, right? So if you're looking at the overall trend of this market, if you're saying this is a bullish market, right? Yeah, you must just shut your mouth, right? Because you're talking nonsense. Okay. Um, yeah, overall this is bearish, right? Yes, we did find support over there, right? But that's always expected. Um, but to continue this bearish market, right? You don't want to just jump in anyway. If you want to get technical, you can say, hey, look here, we're respecting the trend line. Yeah, this trend line, to me, it's like make believe stuff. All right. So what I can say is that this level here, right, especially if we go down to the 4 hour time frame, right, you can just see that this resistance level is a proper resistance level, right? So if we do manage to get there, and we're getting signs that it wants to go down, right? So we're basically looking for. I'll show you what candles over now. For that candles, bearish engulfing candles. There's also one, right? There's also one, right? So if we're getting that with the long wicks, this is actually a perfect candle to sell. Um, yeah, we're selling. Okay. Um, yeah, that's what I'll be looking for personally, and yeah, take it from there. Let me just check on the weekly time frame. That zone. Oh, this is the weekly time frame. Yeah, it's even making sense on the weekly time frame. So yeah, okay. Then we got Goldilocks. Okay, extremely bullish market, right? If you can't see that, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay, so let's just zoom in. You can see that this resistance level has been holding. We broke out, we retested. Okay, so what does that mean? That's simple. It means we're going up, right? Let me actually just remove that quickly. There we go. So that resistance level that we marked out on the weekly, right? It's not really making sense on the daily time frame. Okay, but does it always need to make sense? Of course not, right? When it comes to trading, right? We just need to press buy or